Nigeria's finance minister, Kemi Adeosun, has reportedly resigned. President Buhari appoints Yusuf Bichi as new Director General of the Department of State Services. In international news, many stranded in their homes and hundreds of thousands without power as Hurricane Florence hits U.S. East Coast. And in sports, NFF dangles 2 million naira for Regulators to beat Ghana in WAFU Under-17 final.
This is ANN News.
I am Rotimi Akintunde. There were reports this afternoon that Nigeria's finance minister, Kemi Adeosun, has resigned from the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari. Allegations that she forged the National Youth Service Corps certificate have been cited as a cause for her resignation. We will bring you details on further development in our subsequent bulletins. President Muhammadu Buhari has announced the appointment of Yusuf Magaji Bichi as the new Director General of the Department of State Services. Bichi replaces Matthew Seyefa, who was appointed by then Acting President Yemi Osinbajo as Acting Director General following the dismissal of Lawal Dora by Osinbajo early last month. Dora lost his job following the invasion of the National Assembly by DSS operatives last month. Buhari's media assistant Garba Shehu described the new DG as a core Secret Service operative. Meanwhile, the Southern and Middle Belt leadership has said that President Muhammadu Buhari has exposed his nepotism with the replacement of Acting Director General Matthew Seyefa with Yusuf Bichi, a Kano indigen. Adigbola Adeniyi reports.
The Southern and Middle Belt Leadership Forum said in a statement signed by Chief Edwin Clark, South-South, Chief Ayo Adibanjo, Southwest, Chief John Nwodu, Southeast, and Dr. Beatrice Boko, Middle Belt, that the latest appointment showed that the president did not believe that the country is one. The forum said the nation had not had a more parochial, sectional, and tribalistic leader than Buhari since independence. The elder statesman added that, quote, "The I don't care and in-your-face attitude of the president in restoring Nigeria's security architecture to the provocative situation of having 16 out of 17 service chiefs from his corner of the country is a clear demonstration of the fact that Nigeria, for General Muhammadu Buhari, is no more than his section of Nigeria." End quote. The group said a critical review of Seyefa's profile showed that Bichi did not possess the same professional experience as the former acting DG, adding that the only qualification for this appointment is only the rabid nepotism in the president, which has seen him always masking personal and sectional interest as national interest. The forum noted that Bichi is an out-of-the-system man allegedly drafted by Lawal Dora in the days of his nepotism rule at the DSS. They said that they found that the next 6 most senior persons in the line of succession at the DSS after Seyefa are all Southerners, which may explain why the president picked a man who already retired from the DSS to lead because of ethnic affinities. The group rejected the appointment. Adigbola Adeniyi, ANN News.
The fate of Lagos State Governor Akinwumi Ambode was said to hang in the balance on Thursday night as President Muhammadu Buhari and the national leader of the All Progressives Congress APC, Senator Bola Tinubu, were reportedly locked in a meeting in Abuja over the national leader's withdrawal of support for the second-term aspiration of the governor. Olajumoke Olatunji has the details.
Peace might not be in sight soon as Ambode's main challenger, Jide Sanwo-Olu, pushed out a list of his campaign coordinators, announcing that he would hold a rally shortly to formally announce his aspiration. The other contender, Obafemi Hamzat, also told newsmen on Thursday night that he was preparing for his screening, having submitted his nomination form to the party. Sources in Abuja and Lagos say that with Buhari's last-minute intervention, Ambode would likely secure Tinubu's approval to seek re-election in 2019 on the platform of the ruling APC. There has been controversy over Ambode's political future after Sanwo-Olu and former Lagos State Commissioner for Works and Infrastructure, Obafemi Hamzat, obtained nomination forms to challenge Ambode in the APC primaries scheduled to hold on Wednesday. Just after obtaining the nomination form, the Mandate Movement, a political group loyal to the APC national leader, promptly endorsed Sanwo-Olu, a former commissioner for establishment, training and pensions in the state, to contest the 2019 governorship poll. Subsequently, all chairmen of 20 local government areas, as well as 37 local council development areas in the state, reportedly signed Sanwo-Olu's governorship nomination form, claiming they were acting on the instruction of the APC leader. Olajumoke Olatunji, ENN News.
In what appears to be an unending onslaught on locations of the Nigerian army, Boko Haram terrorists attacked on Wednesday evening the troops' base in Damasak, Borno State, resulting in heavy gunfire that lasted for several hours. The army has confirmed the attack, saying troops of 145 Battalion in Damasak withstood the insurgents and killed scores of them in the firefight. The army was silent on the number of casualties sustained by the troops. Damasak is a town in the mobile local government area, some 146 kilometers from Maiduguri, the state capital. Boko Haram insurgents attacked troops' location in Gudumbali in the Guzamala local government area and Baga in the Kukawa local government area last week, resulting in an undisclosed number of casualties on both sides. The High Court of the Federal Capital Territory in Abuja has ordered the West African Examinations Council to produce the results recorded by Senator Ademola Adeleke in the 1981 examinations conducted by the council. Adeleke is the People's Democratic Party's candidate in the forthcoming Osun State election. Justice Musa ordered the examination body to produce in court the ledger containing results of Ademola and his mates with whom he sat for the examinations. The judge also ordered that WAEC should swear to an affidavit either denying or confirming that Adeleke, an incumbent senator representing Osun West Senatorial District, sat for the council's examinations conducted in May and June 1981 at Ede Muslim High School in Osun State. Adeleke has been accused of forging his WAEC certificate, a charge he has since denied, saying it was a lie being peddled by his political detractors. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has rejected plans by former national chairman of the Labour Party, Abdul Salam, to adopt Olusegun Mimiko as the party's presidential flag bearer for the 2019 general elections. NLC President Ayuba Waba said in Abuja that it is important for Labour to make its position clear for the elections. He added that it is not possible for Mimiko to run under the Labour Party, where he has no business as a member.
We don't share in the same ideology. We must continue to insist that it's a party with a difference, and therefore I call on Mimiko once again to make sure that he off his hand off the party. The last meeting of the Labour Party that have taken decision on how the party should be restructured should be respected.
Waba said, quote, "Bringing money to buy the party or the structure will not work," end quote. Adamawa and Gombe State's emergency management agencies have confirmed the deaths of 19 persons in the floods that have ravaged the state. Adamawa State Emergency Management Agency Secretary Mohammed Suleiman said in Yola that hundreds of domestic animals, including cattle, were also lost to the flood. He said the deaths recorded were particularly from Yola South, Goyug, Lamode, and Song local government areas of the state. Meanwhile, Gombe State Emergency Management Agency's Deputy Director said 5 of the 9 deaths in the state were recorded in Champ community of Balanga local government area of the state. More than 200 houses and numerous farmlands were reportedly washed away there. The Transmission Company of Nigeria said on Thursday it transmitted about 31,000 megawatts within 11 days in September. TCN's operation statistics indicate the daily power generated within the period was transmitted to 11 distribution companies. A report says TCN transmitted more than 99,000 megawatts in August. Its national peak demand forecast stood at 19,000 megawatts. TCN says the peak generation ever attained in the country is 5,000 megawatt, while the maximum energy ever attained stands at about 109,000 megawatts. The takeoff of the single currency regime for West Africa is currently threatened by the inability of some countries in the region to meet the criteria. ECOWAS authority had approved the reduction of the macroeconomic convergence criteria from 11 to 6. The three primary criteria being used are a budget deficit of not more than 3%, average annual inflation of less than 10% with a long-term goal of not more than 5% by 2019, and gross reserves that could finance at least 3 months of imports. Director General, West Africa Monetary Institute, Ngozi Egbuna, explained that as of December last year, all of the countries met some of the criteria, adding that the average performance of the member countries of the zone improved during the year under review. Meanwhile, CBN Governor Edwin cautioned member countries not to let the desire for a common currency blind them to the adverse and contagious factors associated with a unified monetary environment. Industry regulators, the Department of Petroleum Resources, DPR, and Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency, PPPRA, have reportedly withheld importation data for kerosene as scarcity hits the market with price differentiation. Reports say Niger National Petroleum Corporation, NNPC, the biggest importer of the product, could not offer any assistance. Households, which are end users of the product, and marketers have decried irregularities in the supply of kerosene called dual-purpose kerosene, DPK. When we return, African countries urged to toughen laws on female genital mutilation. Later, many injured, one killed in Massachusetts gas explosions.
You are watching ANN.
Are you sure you want to do this?
Madam, go and bring us your husband. Okay, hello baby.
We're in this together, okay? Can you hear me? Keep coming forward.
Wait, stop.
You okay, lean to your right. Keep walking down. Keep walking to the left. Yes.
You're almost here.
Keep going.
You are here. Wow, you did it.
I'm just so glad I didn't have to use my cane to do this.
And I am so glad no other man got you before me. Let me be your eyes.
We will never stop working to give you a network you can rely on, so you can enjoy life's special moments. MTN, everywhere you go.
I am Lucy Adeosun.
I am Rotimi Akintunde.
I am Olajumoke Olatunji. We bring you the news
on ANN News.
Business, politics,
global news.
Watch ANN News
In a truly African spirit. Welcome back. This is CNN News. Now to some African stories. A UK group that campaigns against female genital mutilation has accused African countries of weak or no laws against the procedure. The group, 28 Too Many, says millions of African girls are at risk of the procedure, a cause traumatic and which carries a lifelong impact. It says 6 countries, Chad, Liberia, Mali, Sierra Leone, Somalia, and the Sudan, have no laws criminalizing female genital mutilation. It also accuses 22 countries that have laws in place as not enforcing them and calls the laws inadequate. The group praised Kenya and Uganda for robust legislation against the practice. The report estimates that at least 55 million girls in Africa younger than 15 have gone through the procedure. It has composed a model FGM law it believes would work in different African countries. It is not clear if any country would adopt the model. A cholera outbreak in Niger has killed 55 persons and sickened thousands near the country's border with Nigeria since 2 months ago. The UN warned that the disease has spread to new regions from the epicenter of the outbreak in Maradi region of the country, where 98% of cases have been registered. The UN humanitarian agency OCHA said in an update on Wednesday a total of 55 persons had died of cholera, while almost 3,000 persons had been ill. OCHA said the outbreak has spread to 3 more regions. Well, this cholera seems to be moving around in Africa. The World Health Organization warned that cholera outbreak in Zimbabwe's capital, Harare, is spreading rapidly. The death toll from the waterborne disease has risen to 25. The government said on Thursday there are now close to 4,000 cases. WHO said it was scaling up its response to contain the outbreak in a city of more than 2 million people before it gets out of control. One of the deaths was recorded outside the capital in the southeast district of Masvingo. A WHO situation report revealed that first-line antibiotics were struggling to treat the disease, which has spread to 5 of the country's 10 provinces. The report said there is resistance to the first-line medicine. Clashes broke out in Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa on Thursday ahead of the return of an opposition group, Oromo Liberation Front, OLF. The group is returning after the new Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed removed it from the terrorist list as part of a sweeping reform agenda launched by his government. The British Embassy on Twitter warned of violence. The United States Embassy said in a statement it was monitoring reports of protest and arrest throughout Addis Ababa, with police deployed in response. Abiy said on Thursday while addressing the violence in the capital, political parties coming from abroad should not marginalize a call for cooperation by resolving differences through dialogue. The Malian government has delayed for a month legislative elections initially scheduled for October, citing delays in registering candidates. A first round of voting for the National Assembly will now take place in late November, followed by a further vote in December. 73-year-old Ibrahim Boubacar Keita was re-elected president last month with more than 67% of the vote. His opponent, former Finance Minister Soumaila Cees, challenged the outcome. He claimed it was fraudulent. One of Ghana's most illustrious sons and former United Nations boss Kofi Annan has been buried. The country bid farewell to former UN Secretary General in a state funeral attended by African leaders and international statesmen who hailed his record as an advocate for humanity and world peace. Annan, a Nobel laureate, died in Swiss hospital last month at the age of 80. His body was flown to Accra on Monday for burial in his homeland, where he is hailed as a national hero. Coming up, thousands lose power as Hurricane Florence reaches Carolina coast. And later, Eaglet to get 2 million naira if they beat Ghana in WAFU Under-17 final.
You are watching ANN.
MTN gives 2,000% bonus for reactivating your MTN SIM. That's right. If you haven't used your MTN SIM for 45 days or more, recharge now and get 2,000% bonus. That's right, 2,000% bonus for your first recharge of every month.
While the world sleeps, ANN News stays awake. News takes no time off. We are awake so you can sleep. We report the stories that keep you up to date, events that affect your day, your week, month, and experiences. We scour the world, bringing it to your living room. Watch ANN News in a truly African spirit.
Welcome back. This is ANN News. On the international scene, Hurricane Florence has continued sweeping across eastern United States, packing with its powerful winds. With life-threatening storm and rainfall, hundreds of people are stranded in their homes. Collapsed roofs and other structures were already reported in New Bern, North Carolina. Hurricane Florence is expected to hang around for a few days and will batter parts of North and South Carolina. Parts of Virginia are also prepping for the storm. Although downgraded to Category 1, Florence is still very dangerous with 90 miles an hour winds and several feet of surges in water levels. Major roads have been closed and secondary schools examinations have been postponed. Hundreds of thousands of electricity consumers have also been without power. An 18-year-old man, Lino Rodden, was killed and 20 others were injured after a gas explosion sparked 70 blasts, causing homes to go up in flames near Boston, Massachusetts. Authorities confirmed Lionel died after a chimney toppled by an exploding house fell on his car as blast ripped through 3 neighborhoods. The injured are being treated for conditions ranging from smoke inhalation to blast trauma. Residents have been forced to leave their homes as fire crews struggle to kill the flames and shut gas and electric lines to prevent more damage. The U.S. President Donald Trump said the United States is under no pressure to achieve a trade deal with China. Trump made the comment amid reports the two sides could resume talks to stave off a third round of U.S. tariffs. China is ready for a discussion with the U.S. Meanwhile, the U.S. has launched a trade war against China, which could see all of its exports to the U.S. subject to duties. The tariffs are the latest Trump policy to challenge the free trade system, which has been on for decades, but now affecting companies, particularly the automobile industry and the economy. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro is traveling to China to seek fresh loans and discuss economic agreements. Maduro says he's in China with great expectations for a big bilateral achievement between his country and China. The two countries have a long-standing friendly ties and cooperation in all fields. China has granted more than $40 billion in 10 years in Venezuela in oil for loan agreements that have helped Beijing secure energy supplies. A court in El Salvador has sentenced former President Antonio Saca to 10 years in prison. Saca ruled the country for 5 years in 2004. He has admitted in court that he created a network of bogus companies and frontmen which embezzled a total of $300 million. Prosecutors say he appropriated public funds for himself and his right-wing Aruna party. Saca was arrested 2 years ago at his son's wedding and has been ordered to pay back the state more than $200 million. He is the first Salvadorian president to be jailed for corruption. His predecessor, Francisco Flores, was accused of diverting a $15 million Taiwan donation to help victims of the 2011 earthquake. His successor has also been accused of corruption.
If you know fit go internet or follow for Twitter, you know fit snap photo send or get it photo send. Now because you dey use Palasa, your phone no dey answer. See me see wahala. My brother, go get smartphone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no go for your hand, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone. Phone wey no fit take selfie. Drop that Palasa phone. No be correct phone, yeah. Drop that Palasa phone.
Upgrade to a smartphone today and get double data for 6 months on any MTN data bundle you buy. Simply purchase a smartphone from any store, anywhere in Nigeria, or bring your current smartphone from any network. Insert your MTN SIM card to start enjoying your double data bonus. Offer is open to all new and existing MTN subscribers. Join the largest smartphone movement today.
Make it not for your hand, that's Palasa phone.
Welcome back. This is CNN News. In sports, Nigeria Football Federation has charged the Golden Eaglet to beat Ghana in the final of the West African Football Union Zone B qualifiers for the CAF Under-17 Africa Cup of Nations in Niger Republic. The federation has promised financial rewards if the team came out victorious. The assistant coach Nduka Ugbade has assured Nigerians that the team will work hard to ensure they beat Ghana. Rwandan Investigations Bureau has confirmed the arrest of 2 country officials, Football Federation Secretary General Francois Wayezu and Commissioner of Competition Eric Ruhamiriza, face allegations that they tried to bribe a Namibian referee who officiated the AFCON qualifier between Rwanda and Ivory Coast this month. The Namibia referee has told CAF the Rwandan officials tried to bribe him and other officials to flip the match to their advantage. Rwanda Football Federation has denied the claims. CAF is yet to comment on the claims. That's where we will leave it this evening on ANN News. Thank you for joining us. For details on these and other stories, visit our website, annafrica.net. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I am Rotimi Akintunde. Have a great weekend.